ready for questions. Coach, front row.
Well, first off, I'd like to tell everybody how excited we are to be here. This is always kind of the start of another challenging football season, and I hope you all had a great summer and enjoyed your time, and I'm sure you're looking forward to the season as much as we are.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Taylor Kaufman with CBS 42 in Birmingham. Alabama has some question marks around it going into this year, but we saw that a couple years ago, and you guys ended up with a Heisman quarterback, SEC championship, and a trip to the national championship. Do you kind of like when the media and fans have some question marks about you guys, opposed to headlines that maybe read you guys are a shoo-in for the championship?
Right. Well, we're never a shoo-in for the championship. We always have question marks about our team. Sometimes you all don't recognize them as clearly as what they might be, just like last year's team. Yeah, we had a great quarterback coming back. We had a great player in Will Anderson on defense. We had a lot of question marks on our team, but that gets overlooked because you have these two star players at critical positions. And, you know, this year, maybe we don't have those kind of impactful players at those critical positions, so it's very challenging to develop the team so that they can compete at a high level. We have some experience coming back on both sides of the ball, and we also have a lot of new young players who can contribute in a very positive way to our team. So, but every year is challenging. Every year is, and no matter what's happened in some other year, at some other time, in some other circumstance, it's not going to impact this year. The people on this team, the coaches on our staff, are going to do what they can to try to impact this year in a positive way in terms of what we want to accomplish and what we want to do.
Front row.
Good morning, Coach. AP Stedham, AP and Kelly, as we see at Syndicated Radio. Out of curiosity, do you recommend any place that you visited this summer? And then the second question is, I know you sought counsel in the past on different phases of the game. What's been your experience studying the two-quarterback system?
Well, first of all, the first question is a better question. So, you know, everybody knows we went to Italy. It was for our 50th wedding anniversary, which was really in the past, but I kept getting out of going because I didn't really want to go and take 10 days to not be around. But it was a great trip, and I would recommend that anybody go. And Florence is fantastic, Rome is fantastic, the Amalfi Coast is fantastic, and we got roll-tided everywhere we went. So if you think you're going to be incognito over there, that's not happening. So, and the second part is, you know, we need for all of our quarterbacks to develop on our team. I don't think anybody has separated themselves to this point, even though I see improvement in each and every guy in terms of how well they're doing and how they're developing. But we need that on our team. We don't just need a starter, we need a backup. We need, you know, good players at that position. Just like Jalen Milroe had the opportunity to play last year, we needed him to be ready in the Arkansas game and the A&M game. So when somebody separates themselves and nobody knows for sure when that is, and I can't establish a timetable to say on this date we're going to say this is the starting quarterback. It's going to happen when it happens, and that's the way it'll be.
Right side, fourth row.
Good morning, Coach. Tony Reese, WTV. I'm out of Columbus, Georgia. The long-term saying, Bama doesn't really lose, they reload. So with the addition of key players going into the draft, I know you guys kind of reload every year. Kind of what's been that going forward this year?
Well, I think that that's the way it's going to be. When you have a lot of good players and you do a good job of developing those players, as they have at Georgia, we have done that some in the past, you lose 4 or 5 guys that are underclassmen, in some cases more, some cases maybe less. Instead of having 17 starters back, you got 12. So it impacts your team and makes your team younger. So the challenge is how can we develop the young players on our team quickly enough that they're ready to go out and create value for themselves and play winning football? That's the challenge. So, and that's what we've had to do in many years. Some years we've done it better than others. And that's going to be the challenge for us this year.
Left side, second row.
Ryan Hennessy, WVTM, NBC 13 in Birmingham. Coach, you're over here. Your offensive coordinator is 30 years old. The age gap between you and him, what have What has it been like so far when you hired him, a 30-year-old offense coordinator? Do you have a lot of things in common, maybe some differences, or what is that like? Because a lot of fans.
It's great. First of all, I still feel like I'm 39. And Tommy's great. He's mature. He does a great job presenting to the players. He has good relationships with the players. He's very bright. He understands the game. He's a very good quarterback coach in terms of helping guys improve at that position, which I think is critical. We don't have any issues. He's very respectful of what we want to do and how we want to do it. And the guy's hungry, wants to learn. I think he's one of the brightest young coaches that I've been around for a long time.
Right side, second row.
Hey, Coach. So most players have a go-to song or artist that kind of get them locked into the game. I'm curious, what is on a Nick Saban pregame hype playlist for you?
I don't understand this question. Say that again.
What's like your go-to music choice? What are you listening to? What are you and Terry listening to?
Next question.
Well, you know, I don't really listen to music before the game. You know, we always play Gimme Shelter going home, you know, after the game.